second. All right, shalom, shalom. Back at you with another live camp. All right. Before we get started, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect. He's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers. All right. So we're going to bring it out once again. All right. Move with wisdom, because the devil seeketh to devour, man. All right. And we understand that. It's a heightened time of awareness. All right. Spiritual awareness that's going on in the earth. All right. You have the true Israelites that have been woken up, standing back upon their feet. All right. And in the midst of that, okay, these devils are hurt. They're looking for any excuse. All right. Any excuse to justify, to come down, all right, to ban us off the highways and hedges, all right, to get our videos cut off or removed, all right, because these devils are in desperate mode, man. You got to understand that, man, right? We're going to continue to bring it out that what? Ultimately, the prophets, all right, the true servants of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai are a thorn in the side of these Edomites, man, all right? Like it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, all right? Even the sight of us is grievous to behold amongst these devils, man, all right? Because they know that we have the truth. We're that light that shines in the midst of darkness, man, all right? So we're going to continue to stand on his neck, all right, and bring out these prophecies, man. So let's open up with this, all right? Because we're not violent. Right? We're not out here shooting nobody. We ain't out here hurting nobody, man. As Esau would try to paint that picture. Right? But we can't be out here putting hands on people and shit. Now, don't get it twisted. You know, there's a difference of, there's a time where it calls for you to defend yourself. But the whole point is, overall, we ain't out here, all right, to be tough guys, all right, to be macho and shit, man. All right? The Lord set us up to simply come out here and give the true testimony of our Lord and Savior, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus the Christ, which his name is, the Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, man. So that's all we were set up to do. We out here to proclaim the scriptures, man. All right? So this is 1 Peter. Okay? So you got to be wise, man. This is most definitely the time to be even more circumspect, more than ever, man. As me and the elder GMS Los Angeles, the elder Mawatazak, we went into a lesson yesterday of pretty much going into beware of the compromise, man. Right? Beware of the compromise, because ultimately, if you in the spirit of the Lord, all right, if the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is supping with you, right, you should be able to see. Okay, you should be able to see that these guys amongst the circumcision that call themselves Israelites have sold out, man. They've been compromised by the devil, man. They in Esau's pocket, all right? To not give you the whole scriptures, man. To lie to you about the CHIPS, all right? That's going to go subdermally under the skin, right? That's denouncing the names of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. You're supposed to be able to see that, right? Matter of fact, before I get this Peter, let's get that at Malachi, man. All right? Because all these guys are being used as sifting agents, all right, to get the undesirables out of the way. That's all it's about, man. But anyway, let's get that in the book of Malachi real quick. This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 16. It says, Then they feared the Lord. Then they feared the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, spake often one to another. All right, and how do we speak to the hopeful elect often one to each other? Because by the way of pushing the videos, man. All right, the videos that go out on the highways, the hedges, the sit downs. All right, this is how we speak often one to another through the live streams. All right, because we're building up the true believers into the day of the Lord, man. You know, we were commanded to exhort one another, because we see that that day is vastly approaching. All right, Hebrews the 10th chapter goes into that. All right, back in Malachi 3:16. Then they that fear the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, spake often one to another. And the Lord hearkened, meaning the Lord heard. And heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. And the book of remembrance going back to the scriptures. All right, ultimately Yahweh Shai being the comforter. And a book of remembrance was written before him. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and that thought upon his name. All right, pursuing Baruch the 2nd chapter, that in the land of their captivities they should remember themselves and think upon my name. So we have the name of the Heavenly Father and Son, all right, which is Yahweh Yahweh Shai, man. What is his name and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? See that? Verse 17, Malachi 3:17, and it reads, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai of hosts, in the day when I make up my jewels. And you Israelites, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, all right, Seminole Indians, Native American Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. You make up the lost tribes, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, man. All right, you are the jewels. You are the hidden treasure. All right, pursuing to Psalms 83 and also Psalm 17 and verse 14 and 15, where it talks about how pretty much Esau has the hidden treasure. Matter of fact, let me get it. Instead of quoting, let's just get it. Right, we are the hidden treasure. Right. Make that point real quick. Psalm 17. It talks about how he hit us in the belly, roughly paraphrasing. Let me get it. Psalm 17. Right? All right, this is the book of Psalm 17. In verse 13 and 14, and it reads, it says, arise, O Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. All right, so the sword, the wicked, if you will, all right, is Esau, the so-called white man. He's the sword of the Most High. All right, he's the weapon, going back to Cain. All right, it says, verse 14, from men which are thy hand. You see that? These men are the Lord's hand on the left-hand side. From men which are thy hand, and O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. All right, Esau's blessing was what? The fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. Right, he owns the planet. The world is in the palm of his hand. The point. In whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. You see that? So we are the hidden treasure. And what's heavy about it, we're in captivity to this very day. We're in slavery, man. We're in the belly of the beast. Right? Read it again. It says, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. All right, Psalms 83. We are the hidden ones. We are the hidden treasure. Right? Psalms 135 and verse 4. Right? We are that peculiar treasure, that valued possession unto the Lord, man. So going back to Malachi 3 and 17, we represent the jewels, right? Malachi 3 and 17, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, you see? And I will spare them. Who's the Lord going to spare? The elect. He's going to have mercy on the chosen, on the remnant. All right? That's it. And I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. That's spiritual. Right? That's why Psalms, the 2nd chapter, told us to what? To kiss the son, lest he be angry. All right? Meaning what? Do the work. All right? Push the word, push this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding correctly. All right? Do what was called for you to do. All right? Malachi 3 and 18, the point. Then shall you return, all right? And we've been restored back to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through the breath of the Lord. Then you shall return and discern. See that? That's the key point. All right, you believers out there in the scriptures that believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, it's on you to discern, man. You got to have the spiritual judgment. You got to have the Lord, the Holy Spirit really working with you, all right, to be able to see and identify these things, man. These suspect things, as the elder was going into, all right? There's a lot of jakes in the circumcision, these 2/3 niggas that know they're Israelites, and they suspect, man. A lot of spooks, agents, and spies, right? That are not that are not set up, that were not sent, I should say, all right, to sincerely give you the word, to sincerely edify the flock. Then you shall return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not, man. So it's on you to have the discernment, man. You got to be able to see that, man. Right here it is. You got Nate in this big ass upside down triangle talking about, you know, the restoring the black family and all this madness, man. These guys are juiced in. They're a part of the occult, the Freemasonry, man. All right, all these guys, they've been compromised, man. You don't see that by now? So if you choose to follow them, like it tells you in Ezekiel the 14th chapter, let's get that. All right, the Lord is making this thing, all right, painfully clear. All right, so there ain't no excuse. So you want to continue to follow these guys, you're going to suffer the same judgment as them. Pursuing Ezekiel the 14th chapter, let's get that real quick. Okay? Because you got guys, you got people out there that see, but what do? They keep silent, they don't say nothing, they just ignore it. They sweep it under the rug like they didn't see it, like it didn't happen. But the Lord's going to hold you accountable. You see that? You're going to be held accountable for that. You ain't just going to sweep nothing under the rug in front of the Lord's eyes, man. Right? Pretend like you didn't know, you didn't see it. Right? You're going to suffer the same judgment. Ezekiel 14. Right? Ezekiel 14 in verse 7, and it reads, "For every one of the house of Israel, or of the stranger that sojourneth in Israel, which separated himself from me, and set up idols in his heart." And a lot of these guys are being idolized right now, man. All right, Nate. Right? You putting yourself up, you exalting yourself. And hey, these guys put themselves up like they Yahweh Shai himself. And we see that through the fruit of their works, man. Right? And set up idols in his heart, and put up the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to a prophet to inquire of him concerning me, I, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, will answer him by myself. See, the Lord is getting ready to visit you false prophets, man. All right? Verse 8. "And I will set my face against that man." You see that? This is the Lord talking, man. The Lord said he was going to set his face against that man. "And I will make him a sign and a proverb, and will cut him off from the midst of my people. And ye should know that I am the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai," man. Because the Lord's going to make an example of you niggas that's leading the congregation astray. You done sold out, you done compromised your integrity, right? Just to get a couple of dollars, just to get some praise and fame, some notoriety of the world, which all that's meaningless, all right? And Yahweh Shai is going to come visit you for it, right? Ezekiel 14:9. If the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, have deceived that prophet. So really, it's all the Lord. The Lord is the one that controls the movie, the good and the evil, both sides, man. So ultimately, these false prophets that are telling you that the CHIP, all right, the digital device that goes under the skin, they're telling you that it's not the mark, all right? We're going to say it like that. They tell you that's not the mark. Ultimately, that was the Lord that set them up to deceive and sift out those 2/3 that he didn't want in the first place, man. Because guys, they're seeing the videos, man. Man, Israel watching all the videos from all these camps. They know who got the truth, but what are they doing? They're just ignoring these guys, right? They're ignoring their leaders because really, they're a bunch of blind followers, a bunch of zombies, like our elders and apostles say, man. Right? You're afraid to question, right? Because you already know what time it is, man. But you're gonna suffer the judgment. Let's read on. Read that again, Ezekiel 14:9. "And if that prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. You see that? So the Lord is going to make an example of these guys that are purposely misleading the flock with bullshit, man. The Lord said he's going to destroy you in the midst of the congregation for all to see. Right? When the Lord comes back, he's going to say, look, I never knew you. All right? He's going to cast you into outer darkness where there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. This is no joke, man. Y'all going to learn to stop playing with the Lord, man. Right? Let me get this real quick before I read on. All right? Because the Lord said, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. Let me add on to that real quick. We're going to get to that 1 Peter 5. All right? But this is, bear with me. This is the book of 2 Timothy. All right? This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 13.
We got to figure out something to do with the team this year, man.
This is 2 Timothy 3, and I'll start at 11. 2 Timothy 3 and 11. Persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me in Antioch, and Iconium, and Lystra, what persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. And that's why we're going to get into that, man. The persecution and walking with wisdom. All these things are upon us right now. Verse 12, yea, all that will live godly in Yahushua HaMashiach will suffer persecution. So we understand that's going to come, right? The point. 2 Timothy 3 and 13, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. This is all the Lord. All right? And you see these guys are waxing worse and worse, right? The exaltation of themselves, putting themselves on a pedestal, flat out lying to you about the prophecies, certain prophecies, the times that we in, denouncing the name of the Lord, calling on other gods. These guys are waxing worse and worse and deceiving and being deceived. All right? This is how the Lord set up the story. All right? For particular individuals out there. Right? So going back, Ezekiel 14 and 10. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. You see that? So this the Lord is saying. You want to continue to follow these guys when you see they're blatantly, you know, mangling the scriptures, lying to you. It's clear as day that they sold out and they've been compromised. You're going to suffer the same judgment as them, right? That's why it's imperative, pursuing the Romans, the 16th chapter, that you separate yourself from those guys that don't teach according to the right way of the scriptures. You're supposed to detach. You're supposed to be you're supposed to flee far from them, man. Right? But you ain't gonna learn until the Lord brings the sword, man. Right? So this is so you guys out there that's seeing it through the Spirit. You playing with fire, man. Right? So moving on. Right? Verse 11, Ezekiel 14 and 11. That the house of Israel may go no more astray from me, neither be polluted anymore with all their transgressions, but they may be my people, and I may be their power, saith the Lord, power Yahweh Hashem Shah. Right? So let's go to I was holding that 1 Peter. Yeah, let's get that. All right. So this is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 1, and it reads, the elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Yahushua, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of the Most High which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of ready of mind. Yeah, that's heavy, man. So we feed the flock because this is our reasonable service, man. Woe unto me if I preach not the gospel. So this is what we were set up to do, right? And it said, not for filthy lucre, because a lot of these guys, as I've been saying, have took the bag, man. They're about the gain of the world, all right? The popularity, you know, to attract more following because, hey, we understand more following equates to more money, right? You 501c3 tax exempt, right? So you're getting a lot of money, man. And we understand that a lot of money comes in by these women, man, because these women are the ones that are filling up the seats. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in the world. Dealing with the Baptist church, the Christian church. These women fill them seats up, man. So you got to cater. You got to cater the scriptures to women, and that's wicked, right? But you guys are all about that filthy lucre. You see?
So like, why was my applicant denied? I just don't get it.
1 Peter 5:3. Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being examples to the flock. Yeah, the Lord set us up to be examples, man. All right? We're in the midst of those many cloud of witnesses, like it tells you in Hebrews the 12th chapter. Those cloud of witnesses are the people that watch the videos, man. All right, that watch the sit downs, that watch the edification on the highways and hedges, man. We were set up to be examples, man. We don't come out here in that rah nigga spirit, man. Right, like you see these other camps. Got the black shades on with the fitted caps, prophesying, dropping rap videos and shit. That's not of the Lord, man. Right? But hey, let these guys tell it. Let them do what they want to do, man. Because hey, like it tells you in Romans the 10th chapter, they go about to establish their own righteousness, man. They don't want to. They don't want to abide by what the Lord say. They want to do their own thing, and your own way is gonna get you destroyed, man. See that? We are examples, man. Right? 1 Peter 5:4. When the chief shepherd shall appear, and who's the chief shepherd? Yahushua, man. Who the world English calls Jesus the Christ. All right? The shepherd is what? The head of the church. Okay? And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. Yeah, that's heavy, man. And that's why we labor. Because, hey, we labor for who the world calls Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahushua in the Hebrew. We want to be crowned, man. The Lord, it tells you that in 2nd Ezra, right? That the Lord is going to crown, he's going to physically crown the members of the elect. All right, the 144,000. He's going to give each member of the elect crowns, man. All right? That fade him not away, man. Right? 1 Peter 5:5, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves to the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another. Yeah, there's order in this thing, man. For you guys that buck up against the order, man. The Lord set up his men on the earth, started with the leadership. Right? And there's order and structure. Hey, with any business that you work for, there's order and structure. How much more the Lord's business, man? All right? There's an order, there's a hierarchy, there's leaders, bishops, elders, brothers, captains, man. All through the Spirit. Okay? Yea, all of you be subject one to another and be clothed with humility, man. This thing is about humility. It's not about pride. It's not about being a tough guy. All right? That rah-rah spirit. We out here to simply push the word, man. Because as we getting into in this lesson, we got to operate with a level of wisdom, man. We got to be circumspect, man. Because hey, these devils, man, they know who we are. They know that we are the Lord's people, the chosen. Right? They know that them frauds over there in Israel ain't the true people. Right? That's why they're scrambling. That's why they're looking for any type of story to come against us, man. They're looking for any slip up, all right, to try to get us jammed up in the system, to get us locked up, to get us labeled as extremists, terrorists. They're looking for anything, man. It's the same thing in the world. Let a nigga slip up and do something wrong, man. Them Edomites all over him, right? You know, bringing up his record, what he did in the past. Yeah, he used to sell drugs. He went to jail 2 times, all right? Anytime something happens with our people, they want to bring up his past. That's how these white people do, right? So how much more us? They have the truth, right? It says, for Yahweh Shema Shah resisted the proud and giveth grace to the humble. Verse 6, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty power, the mighty hand of power, that he may exalt you in due time. See, the Lord is the one that's going to exalt you. You ain't supposed to exalt yourself, Nate. Right? and all you other clowns out there that try to put yourself on the same plateau as Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord's gonna kill you for that, right? Because what you're doing is you're taking the glory away from the Lord and you putting the glory upon yourself, and that's wicked. All right? A lot of you guys, you know what you're doing, but hey, we understand too that we got agents in the midst of this thing too. We got agents, we got spies, we got infiltrators. Going back to the lesson we did, COINTELPRO, all right, which is a counter operation by the feds, the FBI, CIA, all the alphabet groups, right, to basically to destabilize any type of movement that's coming against the American system. All right, that's why the Black Panthers came to naught. All these different minority movements got shut down because they were all infiltrated, man. All right, the devil came in there and shut it down, right? But see, this thing right here, this is spiritual, right? They can't infiltrate this thing, man, right? Because the scriptures tell us in Psalms 127, if this was of man, it would come to naught. This ain't of man. This is all the Spirit of the Lord, man, right? They got these different men, all right? These black and brown men, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, all over the globe, all over America, all over in Europe, Australia. You got brothers out there in the Philippines, right? All standing up with a common cause, bringing forth the prophecies and declaring the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the true power of Israel. So this is spiritual, man. It wasn't like we all got together and called each other like, yo, we're going to get out there and teach. No, this is all spiritual, right? 1 Peter 5:6, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of power, that he may exalt you in due time. And that's what's happening, man, because that praise and fame is coming back to the Lord's people on the earth right now, man, right? That's why that whole Kanye West fiasco that's all over the internet, that's burning the internet up right now, with that whole anti-Sim bullshit, all right? Because you devils can't hide behind that no more. See, the Spirit of the Lord is forcing you devils to start to answer questions. See, there's no more questioning us. Now you got to answer the questions, right? Where do these people fit the curses? All right? The scriptures tell you that the true Jews will be dark skinned, right? That's another X, right? It tells you that the Messiah had skin the color of bronze that burned in a furnace. So if you take something that's bronze that's already dark brown and you put it in a furnace, which is an oven, what color is it going to be? That's another strikeout. It said he had white woolly hair, not no goddamn blonde hair and blue eyes. That's another strike, right? That's why you devils, when you get caught up in your lies, you like to say, oh yeah, the color don't matter. The color don't matter. That's bullshit, all right? Because if the color didn't matter, why is it mentioned in the scriptures? The Apostle John said what? That the Word was made flesh and he dwelt among us. So what did he look like? He had a body, right? Was he clear? Was he Captain Planet? Did he had see-through skin? What did he look like? All right? So that's the point. All you clowns, all you Edomites, you devils, your games are over with, man. You got to deal with truth now, man. See that? Let me get a quick precept. Right? See, this is why they want us off the streets. This is why they want us out of the way, man. All right? Because, hey, what we doing is that George Orwell quote, all right? Telling the truth is a revolutionary act, all right? That's what it is. We live in a world full of lies, man. So, of course, when you tell the truth, you're going to be deemed crazy, right? Hey, it's certain things that Kanye West said was true, right? Yeah, he said a lot of other bullshit, but that's all set up to mix it all together to make it seem like, okay, if you believe what Kanye West said, then you must be crazy like him. See that? Kanye West, hey, the Lord put the Spirit on him to reveal truth in a lot of things, man. The people who run the world, all right? The people who control the food supply, the money supply, man. All right? The IMF, the people that control the military, man. All right? It's ruled over one people, right? You Edomites, starting with the elites, all right? Your so-called Illuminati, your Rockefellers, all right? Your Rothschilds, the elite satanic families that we know and don't know, all right? And they all know that the true power of Israel exists, all right? So anyway, let me get this. Matthew 23 and verse 12. And it reads, it says, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted, all right? So if you want to exalt yourself and put yourself up there, the Lord said you're going to be abased. Because we're in a time now, as you see it throughout society, all that pride this, rainbow pride that, all that wicked pride is being brought down low. You ain't got nothing to be proud about, man. Because ultimately what? This society was established off wickedness, right? Rape, robbery, murder, pedophilia, sex trafficking. All this stuff is coming out by your people who control the government, man. All right? Pedophile islands, George Espin, and Jeffrey Espin, right? All your celebrities, entertainers, they were in that pedophile island, man, doing wicked acts, right? That's why all these distractions have been going out to cover up all that shit. All right? The Will Smith slap, all right? All this bullshit that's going on in entertainment is all the distraction from the truth that's coming out, man. The bottom line is that this society, this system is being exposed, all right? Vladimir Putin said what? That this was the satanic West. He said that. All right, it was broadcast all over the world, man. Right? He said that the leaders that control this society, the leaders that control this society are Satanists. Right? And this ain't nothing new. This is something that we've been known. Right? But we're in the time of the end. Right? So reading again, Matthew 23 and 12. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted, man. And the Lord is going to exalt who? The elect, the chosen. All right? So let's go back. 1 Peter 5 and 7, casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. Which is who? The beloved. The beloved is the elect. Everybody's not beloved of the Lord. All right? Really going back to the house of David. All right? 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. You see that? That's why you got to walk with wisdom, man. We ain't out here on this rah-rah tip, man. We out here to give you the prophecies, whether you hear it for bear, whether you believe it or not. All right? Because just because you don't believe, that's insignificant. The hell if you don't believe. That ain't gonna change prophecy, right? You can roll your eyes, you can turn your head, you can do whatever you want to do. Prophecy is still coming to pass, whether you like it or not, man. Babylon the Great, which is America, according to the scriptures, is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, man. We're in the midst of World War III right now, and nobody gives a damn, right? People actually think that the missiles are not going to get launched. Those missiles were created for the Heavenly Father's purpose, which is what? To destroy Babylon, man. You see that? Everything is building up. The climax of the movie is building up right in front of your eyes. And what are people doing? Ignoring it. Right? Hey, the Lord said he cometh as a thief in the night, man. It's the same thing during the flood, during the time of Noah. People were giving into marriage, all right? Drinking, having fun, living their best life. And guess what? The flood came and killed them. Same thing in this time, man. But this time it's going to be a flood of fire and not water. That's the hellfire that's coming. That your pastor, that your lying pastor in the Christian church ain't warning you about. Right? Because he's concerned with what? Profit. He's a prophet. A prosperity pimp. All right? He got to make the payments on that new Benz, on that Rolls Royce, on that Bugatti. Right? He wasn't set up to give you the truth. Right? So we have to be walking with wisdom, man. Scriptures command us to be circumspect. Let's get that too. All right? These are very heavy times. These are very heavy times that we're living in, and we are not to take these times lightly, man. Right? Because ultimately, what are you doing? You're playing with your life. You're playing with your salvation. Right? So let's go to the book of Colossians. All right? Let's get that real quick. All right, bear with me. All right, this is Colossians chapter 4, verse 5 and 6. All right. This is Colossians chapter 4, verse 5. It says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without. Right? And you got to walk with wisdom. And you got to be an example unto those that are like getting built up, newly coming into this thing, you know, it says,
You did though. Yeah, I really did.
walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time, man. You got to redeem the time, right? It tells you in that in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time and season under heaven, man. And what is the time and season that we in? Matter of fact, we'll get that next. Colossians 4:6, let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer every man. You see that? You know? So there's a particular way that we're supposed to handle ourselves out here, man. How we supposed to move in the spirit. You know? We ain't out here on some beating everybody ass type shit, man. We just out here to give you the scriptures, man, to give you the knowledge, to feed the hopeful elect, wherever they may be in the world, man. Because we're in a time of what? The elect being sealed. And once the elect is sealed, guess what? The destruction is going to come, right? Pursuing the Revelation, the 7th chapter. The angels on the 4 winds of heaven, what are they doing? They're holding back the destruction into what? The Heavenly Father gives them the green light to start manifesting more of the calamity and chaos. See that? So we right at the door of this thing, right? But let me get that scripture, all right, that I was thinking about. All right, bear with me. All right. So we'll get this one in Ephesians 5. Oh, the seasons. That's right. What do y'all about you know shot? Just slipped my mind. All right. The seasons that we in. You got to understand the time that you're in on the earth, man. Right. So let's get that too. See, people like to say we're living in modern times to try to forget about that we in Bible times, man. We always been in biblical times, man. All right, like the priest Amawan brought out, that word modern was just to pretty much do away with the fact that we are still in Bible times, man. Right? To take your mindset away from the Bible and the prophecies, right? So anyway, let's get that in Ecclesiastes 3. Going into there's a time and season for every purpose under the sun, right? That's in Ecclesiastes 3, I believe. Right? Yeah, the title, it says, a time to every purpose, right? It's Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven, right? A time to be born, a time to die. That's heavy. It said a time to be born and a time to die, man. And what time are we in? We're in the time of death, right? The judgment, the nuclear destruction, that's the time of death. That's the end game, man. You always hear people talking about, hey, we at the end of the world, we at the end times. You right about that. And the end times require what? Great death. All right? And then after that, there's going to be a transition of righteousness on the earth. Right? A time, Ecclesiastes 3:2, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, and what is being plucked up, which has been planted. All right? Babylon, America. All right? The Lord is coming to pluck. He's coming to pluck this country right out the roots. He's coming to remove it. Okay? How is it going to be removed? With great destruction. Right? Salakia. Bear with me, hold on. I went around. All right. Read it on. Ecclesiastes 3:3, a time, Ecclesiastes 3:2 again. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up which that is planted. Verse 3, Ecclesiastes 3:3. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. And we're clearly in a time of mourning and weeping, right? And guess who are the ones that are out here mourning and weeping? The prophets, man.
I did not know.
We have mourned and wept unto you, but you have not, People don't understand, man. People just living their regular lives, man. You know, the mindset of these people is what? We gotta get ready for the demonic Halloween party, right? Get ready to worship Satan. All right. Then you're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving the next month. Then you're gonna hold the Xmas the next month out of that. Then you're gonna hold that demonic New Year, right? Which all that ties into the winter solstice, right? Which is a heavy time for these elites and these witches and warlocks to perform these sacrifices, man, in this witchcraft. And you people love to have it so. You know? Ecclesiastes 3:5. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. All right? And them stones, them lively stones, right? That's spiritual. Them lively stones are being gathered, man. Which is what? The elect, the house of David, man. We are those lively stones that are being gathered to what? To build this spiritual house. To build this spiritual temple. All right? That's them small sanctuaries where the Lord has scattered us, man, pursuing the Ezekiel the 11th chapter, man. He said that the hopeful elect will be a small sanctuary in the lands that the Lord has scattered them. So those different pockets of churches all around the U.S. and the globe, man, that believe on Yahweh Shem Elohai, that are teaching the scriptures correctly, right? A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, man. And that's going to happen too, right? Lockdowns, separation, right? Division, which has plagued this society. And we see that within the politics, all right? Republican, Democrat, liberals, conservative, right? It's to the point where you either with Biden or you with Trump. That's how the devil made it. So all that unifying shit is out the window, man. A time to rend and a time to sow. I'm sorry. Skip the verse. Ecclesiastes 3:6. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. All spiritual. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. See that? We're in a time of what? The prophet speaking. All right, there's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding going out to the four corners of the earth. People waking up, asking questions about the Bible, identifying who the true Jews are, which is not them damn devils over there in Israel, right? Which these people know that, but they're not going to speak on it. All right, what the Lord really looked like according to the Bible, what the Lord's people really look like and who they are, right? So all of that speaking right now, man. The prophecies, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Because eventually the prophets are going to be silent. It's going to be a famine of the word. See? Ecclesiastes 3:8, it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. You see? Let's read it again. Ecclesiastes 3:8. A time of love and a time of hate. We're in a time of hate. Right? People are at each other's throats right now, man. Nobody likes anybody. Right? The division, right? We see the pushback and the hate that we get for telling the truth. Right? So it's clearly a time of hate in the earth. Right? You got gender wars going on right now. Right? Because you got these women, they out here getting exposed too. All the little dirty games that they play, the finessing that they do. Right? This whoredom that they push, it's all being called out. The whole red pill movements, right? So it's clearly a time to hate the earth, man, right? Anybody that has the truth is going to be hated. That's just what it is. That's expected. That's what comes with the territory, man. See, if we was out here telling lies and preaching everything's going to be all right, kumbaya, let's all hold hands, we have a crowd of people out here, man. See that? But we come with the truth. So you're gonna get hate, you're gonna get separation, which the Lord warned us of. A time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. We are clearly in a time of war, and that's on all levels right now, man. You got civil war that's brewing up, right? Like I said, going into the politics, Where you fall at? You either a Democrat or a Republican, a liberal, right? Then you got a civil war, you got war, right? Pursuing the Obadiah, the first verse. All these nations are rising up against America, man. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and all these nations got nuclear missiles, which they've been boasting that they're going to use, and they're going to use it pursuing the prophecy, right? So this is clearly a time of war. There's a war against us. It's an information war, right? Which these devils are losing miserably, right? Deuteronomy 33, the last verse, it tells us what? That our enemies shall be found as liars, right? You devils are found as liars, man. And the remnant are no longer leaning upon him that smote them. See, that's the issue of it all. You have the wise, the righteous that are waking up out of the so-called white man's lies, and they're seeing that what? This is all bullshit, man. It's Big Bang, it's evolution, all right? Talk about kids have the rights to change their genders. Who's pushing that? It ain't the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanic, right? It's okay to be a pedophile, right? Who's pushing that? See, people are answering these questions. People are questioning these things, man. Right? You can worship Satan, right? You can do what you want to do. You can live your life, right? You got free will to do what the hell you want to do. That's all bullshit, right? And it's going to be a swift, harsh judgment for that, right? That's why these devils are doing everything to get us out the way. So anyway, let's go back to the point. You know, see, we gotta list the facts out here, man. See, there's people out here listening, but they pretending like they don't know what's going on. They know. And we're gonna continue to rub it in your damn face, right? Whether you hear or forbear. So anyway, that was the point. So let's get that in Ephesians, right? Because we talk about moving with wisdom, because ultimately the devil seeketh whom he may devour. Hey, this nigga's looking for a story. You know, he's looking for the next Channel 7 news segment, all right, to put on us. All right, nigga probably got another PDF Hebrew Israelite pamphlet on the way on how to analyze and how to look for this. Hell, Vocab Malone wrote a book about us. He's clearly an agent, right? Because remember, y'all remember when the C-19 hit, he disappeared. He talking about I'm gonna go away for a little while. He went away to write that damn book. The nigga came out with a pamphlet on how to engage the Israelites on the street corners. Right? The guy's clearly bought and paid for it, man. Right? Ephesians 5 in verse 14. And it reads, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. You see that? And we were risen from the dead. Yahushua, Hamashiach, gave us the light. All right? Because we were once in the congregation of the dead. Right? You call yourself black, African American, Negro, Spanish, Latino. You in the congregation of the dead. Because you don't know who your true identity is. See that? That's why these devils are comfortable of you calling yourselves black. They rather that you go back to that. Because it wasn't a problem, but the moment you call yourself an Israelite, that's when all hell breaks loose, man. That's why they're using Kanye as a ploy, which is all set up by the JEWS, right? Kanye, this is all set up. He's controlled opposition, man, right? That's part of their agenda, to have outbursts of anti-Sem. And I learned that from the elder Muwatazak yesterday, man. That's in the protocols of Zion, man, right? He brought it out. That's heavy. I didn't know that. So these JEWSs, they set Kanye up to push forth those outbursts of anti-Sem, so they could come down on the world and try to shut up the truth. See, it's a bigger agenda, man. See, they're allowing him to say this type of shit, man, because it was all pre-planned. It was all set up, right? So now you got Jake talking about who the Israelites are, and eventually they're gonna come against those that believe the truth. All right, this is the elite way of categorizing and trying to shut everything down, man. Which the scriptures tell us that we are not ignorant of Satan's devices.
It's just that everyone in Louisville thinks he's
Ephesians 5:14, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. Quick precept. Right? It's time for you, Jakes, to awake that are asleep. Right? Romans 13:11. Romans 13:11, and it reads, it says, and that knowing the time, we just read about the times and seasons, pursuing the Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. It's a high time for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics to wake out of your slumber, man. Our people are spiritually dead. This right now, this is a high time. That's why we said before, this is the time that you exercise a heightened spiritual sense of urgency right now, man. The Lord is getting ready to come back. Destruction is on his way, all right? Bill Gates, all right, just announced pretty much that they got a new deadlier strain of the Crown 99. We got to say it like that, right? Of the JAB, and they said that this one is 80% more. It has an 80% kill rate, right? So you thought people were dying from them jabs before. Wait till they get the next dose. And you got people walking around here with 3 or 4 boosters, all right? Two or three different jabs. And what you did is you compromised your immune system. And all the information is out there. People are just dying. Sudden adult death syndrome. People are just dropping dead. Athletes collapsing on the field, right on the court. But nobody knows why, right? We know why, because you took that damn JAB like a fool, man. Nobody told you to take that, but you trusted in Egypt. You believed in the system. Now your whole immune system is compromised, man. Right? Go look it up. All these different doctors around the world have been speaking out. That's why they be getting shadow banned on the internet, man. They be getting their videos clipped, taken down, shut down, because what? They've been alerting the people of what's going on. Right? Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. You see that? Our salvation is nearer than what you actually think. All right? The chariots are here. We go into that all the time, man. What the world ignorantly calls UFOs, those are the angels of the Lord, man. The government knows this. This is why they created a UFO task force to monitor all the chariot sightings across the earth. All right? See, you watching the Lord and the angels, but really the Lord and the angels are watching you devils. That's why they created a space force, because they plan on fighting these angelic beings, which are the angels of the Lord, man, which are our brothers, man. Right? There ain't no damn green-eyed, green, bug-eyed, black demons in these things. These are angels, man. Right? Esau calls them aliens. These are the angels, man. These are bearded, melanated powers, all right, that's inside these vehicles, man. And they know that, right? All the testimonies is out on the internet, man. People that got high clearance in the government, they have revealed all these things, man. So the information is out there for those that don't want to believe, right? They know what's getting ready to come to them, right? Verse 12, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. What is the day? The day of destruction. The day of the deliverance of the Lord's chosen, the elect. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. What is the armor of light? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You see that? That's the armor of light. Ephesians, the 6th chapter. That we put on the whole armor of the Most High, man. We got to cast off the works of darkness, man. The ways of the world, man. The Western way, the Western mindset. See, the Western mindset is going to get a lot of our people killed, man. Because they refuse, basically our people refuse to conform back to the original way, man. Right? That's why the Lord told us, let me get that real quick. That was Jeremiah 18. This is why we're in this current situation, through in America, through all over the earth, right? It's Jeremiah chapter 18. real quick. Jeremiah chapter 18. Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 15. But it says, because my people have forgotten me. They have burned incense to vanity, and they have caused them to stumble in their ways from the ancient paths. See, our people stumbled away from the ancient way, the way of the east. All right? The way that will give you rest to your souls. They have stumbled, they have caused them to stumble in their ways from the ancient paths, to walk in paths in a way not cast up. You see that? That's why our people are in this condition throughout America and the world, man, because you cast off the right way. That's why the Lord set us up. He set up his true prophets to get you to come back to the right way before you get destroyed, right? That's why the Lord said, what? Come out of her, my people, before you receive the wrath of the Lord's indignation, man. You got to separate. You got to detach. You got to reform your mindset. Romans 13 and 14, Romans 13 and 13. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. Yeah, party, bullshit. You know, not in chambering and in one-timeness, not in strife and envy. Verse 14, but put ye on the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So once again, tying it all back together. Walking circumspect, having a level of discipline, you know, not letting the flesh rule over you, man. Like it tells you, mortify the deeds of the flesh. Right? You got to put the old man to death because he likes to creep in there, man. Right? The wicked thoughts that come into your mind, you got to exercise that out by the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You know? Going back to Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5, verse 15. See then, you walk circumspectly, right? You're aware of your surroundings, man. You're aware of what's going on, right? Your head is on a swivel, okay? You understand the time that you're living in, man. Like it's written in 1 Thessalonians, right? Let me get that. Matter of fact, I'll get it next. Ephesians 5 and 15, see that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil, right? So we're redeeming the time because we know and understand that the days that are approaching are evil. Bad times are coming, man. There ain't no good times coming for the future of America. Shit is about to get real out here, man. Right? Americans are running out of money. People don't even got cash no more, man. You got certain banks that are getting rid of ATMs. There's a shortage of ATMs right now, man. And this is all being done for a reason, because they're about to do away with cash. They're about to implement a digital currency, which is going to be the way of the CHIP that goes under the skin. All right? You're not going to be able to buy and sell unless you have that subdermal mark. We're going to call it that. All right? Unless you have the subdermal mark, you ain't going to buy and sell. So those that don't want to get down with that don't want to be a part of the beast system, you're going to be cast out of society, right? You're going to be killed. You're going to be shunned. That was the whole test run of the C-19. They tried that shit. If you didn't have the inoculation, you couldn't go out. You couldn't go to the grocery store. You couldn't get into a particular building. All that shit was a trial run, all right, to see who was going to conform and who wasn't. And it's going to be the same thing when they mandate the CHIP, right? Ephesians 5 and 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, man. So we can't be unwise in these times, man, right? We have to be operating and moving in wisdom, circumspect, right? Real quick, right? You get that in Thessalonians I was talking about. Because it said what? It said to redeem the time, right? 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it says, but of the times and seasons, right? We read about that in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night. Yeah, we know that, man. That's why we ain't gonna get caught slipping. We're gonna remain on the watch post, on the watchtower. We're gonna continue to watch out. Every event that's going on in the news around the earth, we see it, and what do? We warn our people. Look, don't take that damn CHIP. All right? We told you, don't take that JAB. Niggas took it anyway. Right? Don't become a part of the beast. Right? Stop calling on these false gods and call on the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Right? So we're going to continue to warn you of everything as we were commanded to do. So we know that the Lord is coming as a thief in the night, man. All right? Because what does a thief do? A thief comes unannounced, right? A thief ain't gonna give you a schedule on when he gonna break into your house. He gonna just show up, right? And that's exactly how the Lord's gonna do. He's just gonna show up, all right? And that's it. You see? Verse 3, 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And you better believe that narrative is gonna be pushed, right? We've been seeing forms of it throughout time. Peace and safety. You know, World War III is not coming. Y'all are nothing but fear-mongerers and all this shit. But once they get to really talking like that, we understand that sudden destruction is going to fall upon these people. Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So you're not going to escape the judgment, right? Verse 4, 1 Thessalonians 5:4. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Yeah, we're not in darkness because we got the light. We see. We understand everything that's going on in the earth right now, man. We watching all the news. We seeing all the prophecies. All right, we're paying attention to what these top devils is doing, the laws that they're trying to push, the legislations, all right, these different decrees to try to get us out the way. We watching everything, man. Just as these devils so-called watching us, guess what? We watching your ass too. And ultimately what? Yahweh Shema Shai and the powers of heaven are watching you, man. See? Verse 5, you are all the children of light, the Israelites. You are all the children of light and not the children of day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others. You see that? Because the majority of our people are asleep. Spiritually. Right? And it's funny that how the Lord used the Kanye West controversy to get Jake stirred up. You know? Because, hey, that's all our people are, man. Our people they're bandwagoners, man. Jake don't want to listen unless Kanye West say some shit. Kendrick Lamar, you know? Or some other face that these devils set up to speak the truth. Here it is, our elders and apostles been on the highways and hedges over 30 years, man. But then Jake want to consider when you got a damn sold out celebrity start to talk, man. But that's how our people are, man. Right? Let LeBron James get on the platform and start talking about how we the people. Right? See? But that's how it goes. That's the way love goes, right? 1 Thessalonians 5:7, for they that sleep, 1 Thessalonians 5:6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. You see that? So we're commanded to watch. Let us watch and be sober. Part of being sober goes back to being circumspect, right? You're aware. You're not drunk with the distractions and the things that's going on in the world, all the folly, right? You're sober-minded. For they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. For Yahweh Shema Shai have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So, as you can clearly see, the Lord has appointed all right, certain people to wrath, right? But he, Lord willing, he appointed us, the hopeful elect, unto what? To salvation, man. To be delivered the hell out of this place, man. And before that happens, to have the hedge of protection that we're going to need to operate, you know, through these dark times that are coming. See that? Let's get this too. Right? This is let me see what this says. Bear with me 1 second. I want to give a quick precept. We just in the spirit, man. All right? And like it tells you in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, that what? That knowledge, wisdom crieth out in the streets. Right? The true wisdom out of the scriptures, the true wisdom in the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, would be out here on the streets, man. Not in them damn harlot houses you call churches. All right? Where your pastor's lying to you. Where you got homosexuals in the pulpit, in the choir. You got transformers in the crowd. Right? Bear with me. Let's see what this says. This is Proverbs. Just want to grab this real quick. This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. And it reads, for the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil, man. So the Lord, like I said earlier, the Lord is controlling both sides of the spectrum. He's controlling the wicked and the righteous. All right? Everyone, verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he should not punish. This is what we're telling our people, man. All right? Everybody that's proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. So essentially, what is pride then? Right? You got to ask yourself that question. What is pride then? The Lord said everybody that's proud in heart is an abomination. And guess what? This society is an abomination to the Lord. And it's about to get cleaned up. It says, though hand join in hand, he should not be unpunished. So if you want to be joined onto this wicked system, all right, if you want to further the hand of the wicked, you want to be neutral, and you know, you ain't got no problem with the wicked and sodomy and all this madness, you're gonna die too, in the lack of better words, right? The Lord is not dealing with gray areas. He's not dealing with that in-between shit, right? You either serve the Lord or you serve Satan, man, right? The Lord ain't coming politically correct, all right? That's another thing that you're sadly mistaken on, man. The scriptures are not politically correct. The prophets are not politically correct. We're going to give you the truth straightforward, man, all right? People think you're going to negotiate with the Lord when he come back. Like the Lord going to answer to you, man. When the Lord come on the scene, the heads are getting ready to roll, man. And bodies are getting ready to drop, right? You're dealing with the creator of all heaven and universe, who's getting ready to manifest himself amongst you people, like as he did in times of old. So like I said earlier, this is what these elites that control the world, this is what they know. They know that the God of Israel exists, and he's coming back to bring the pain, man, to bring forth judgment, right? Proverbs 16 and 6, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. And by the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, men depart from evil. You see that? Because what? The scriptures tell you that the fear of the Lord is wisdom. See that? It says, by the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, men depart from evil. Just like, right? That's a wise man. Verse 7, when a man's ways please the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. You see that? That's why when we out here, man, we don't really catch flack by the cops and all that silly stuff no more. They know who we are. They know what we do. They walk by us every day, man. Right? But see, what we're doing is what? We're doing the right thing by bringing these scriptures out in truth and sincerity, and that's pleasing unto the Lord, man. So therefore, the Lord is He's going to dwell and be with us. He's going to continue to protect us until it's time for us to ultimately get off the highways and hedges, which the famine of the word is vastly approaching. Right? Truth is being suppressed on all levels. Not just the Israelites. You got these so-called truthers all over the internet that are revealing the system, that are revealing the sacrifices of the wicked, the satanic practices that go on in the government, in the deep state, and all that. So Esau is getting ready to just do away with all of it, right? So that time is vastly approaching, right? Let's get some more. All right? So we're talking about, redeeming the time, moving with wisdom, being circumspect, being of a sober mind, all right? That's the mindset that we're supposed to be taking on. All right, let me get this real quick. Bear with me 1 second. It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 30, verse 29. 1 Corinthians 7 and 29. And it reads, it says, but this I say, brethren, the time is short. All right? And we understand that. As we read that earlier in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. We're not ignorant or unaware of the times and seasons that we live in. We understand that this time over here on this side in Babylon the Great is short. Our mindset is what? To be delivered by the Lord, man. All right? To receive that divine salvation by the chariots, what the world calls UFOs. Swing low, sweet chariot, come and carry me on home, man. Right? Our ancestors understood that. All right? There was no planes and jets and helicopters at that time. Right? So this, hey, from slave ships to spaceships. All right? That's how it's going down for the elect. So we understand that the time is short. But I say this, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be though as they had none. That's the mindset. And they that weep as they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. Hey, what did that devil, what's his name, Klaus Schwab? What did he say? You will own nothing and be happy. All right? That's what this devil said, man. Because they plan on taking everything from you, man. You're going to be a total slave under this new world digital, this new digital enslavement that they're trying to implement, man. So read that again. And they that buy as though they possess not. Woo. Right? Verse 31. And they that use the world and not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. You see that? So look, man. Brothers got jobs, brothers got businesses, brothers do what they got to do. You gotta mingle in the world, to do what you do to get your shaquayim, get your daily bread, get your shekels. You know what I'm saying? So you got to maneuver in the world how you do. But the world, it's not the end all be all. We do what we got to do in the world to get our bread and all of that. All right, but we understand the bigger picture, right? It says, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So this world is getting ready to go out by nuclear destruction, man. That's why so many Americans are scared, because we're at the height of what? World War III. We're in the midst of it right now. Those missiles are going to get launched. America is going to get cleaned up from coast to coast. Right? The scriptures tell us that there should not be any remaining inhabitant in Babylon. No survivors. You got to get that through your head. People think they're going to survive. Like a lot of people got this mindset, like you're going to go hide in the woods. You're going to go underground. You're going to retreat to another country somewhere. Then after the nuclear war is over, you're going to come back out and rebuild. Right? That's not how it's going down, man. It ain't going to be no survivors, all right, and Babylon the Great, America, man. All right, so once this goes down, that's it. Right? You got to understand that. The only ones that have a chance is what? The elect. That's going to go up into them chambers, pursuing the Isaiah 26 and verse 20. Come into my chambers and to the what? To the indignation be overpassed. See that? Those are going to be the survivors, man. Even that word remnant, when you look it up, all right, you can go on the blue letter and look up. Look up the scriptures that got the word remnant in it, right? In the Old Testament, when you look it up, that word remnant goes into what? The survivors after a great slaughter. It says that. Okay? So that shows you that what? A great slaughter is coming. Isaiah 34. The Lord was going to perform a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. All right? In Basra, which will be likened unto America today. Right? Can't get around the scriptures, man. All right? So anyway, moving on. All right, bear with me. All right, we'll get a few more scriptures. Okay. So yeah, let's get that too. All right, because the time of trouble is coming, Jake. Stop playing with your life of salvation, man. Stop playing with the name of the Lord. Believe in the power. Believe in the truth. Believe in the gospel. All right, so that you may be saved. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 1, and it reads, the word of the Lord, the word that came from Jeremiah, from the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, saying, thus speaketh the Lord power of Israel, saying, write all these words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, and Judah, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. Right? So the Lord was going to turn back our captivity, which that equates to salvation, and he said that he was going to physically put us back in the land of Israel, man. It didn't say shit about a Balfour Declaration, right? We weren't going to catch a plane, all right, and pull up on Israel, man. The Lord was going to divinely gather us up and put us back in the land. So that's another check off, all right, for you lying ass devils, right? Verse 4, and these are the words of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, spake concerning Israel and Judah. All right, the 12 tribes, the northern and southern kingdom, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics. All right, these words are for you, right? Verse 5, for thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. And that's what the true prophets are set up to declare unto you. We weren't set up to declare unto you peace. All right? We're telling you that evil is coming, man. All right? No peace is coming. Scriptures tell you that there's no peace to the wicked. Good times are not coming. But our people are in the mindset that things are going to get better. No, things are going to go worse from here, man. Right? Quick precept. This is Ezekiel chapter 7. All right? We're telling you ain't no good times coming to Babylon, man. Right? Do you see the state of the economy? They're talking about next year, over 175,000 jobs are going to be lost. Hey, shalom, brother. They're talking about, like I said earlier, Americans are running out of cash. They're doing away with the dollar bill. This everything shortage that we're in right now is going to get worse. So there ain't no peace coming out of that. Ezekiel 7 and 25. And it reads, Ezekiel 7 and 25, it says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Ooh, man. I can't get around that. That's what the prophets is telling you. Destruction is coming, right? Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there should be none. Right? It says, verse 26, mischief shall come upon mischief. Shit is going to get worse and worse. And rumor shall be upon rumor. The rumors of war. Then they shall seek a vision from the prophet. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet. But the law shall perish from the priests and the counsel from the ancients. All right? Because we're coming into what? To a famine of the word. Right? Verse 27. The king shall mourn, and the priest shall be clothed with desolation. And the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. Ooh, man. You see that? The hands of the people of the land should be troubled because people ain't going to know what to do. Shit is about to get more tighter. All right? These elites, these top devils are going to implement even greater squeeze on the American people. Right? Pockets are tight right now, man. Gas is high as hell right now, man. All right? Your ass gonna get in your car and go to work and go straight home. It ain't gonna be no in-between. Right? You limited on your grocery shopping. All right? What you usually spend, you can't spend that no more, man. Right? So now you got a budget. Right? This is the time when you got to cut back. It's all in the news right now. American families got to cut back. They got to choose between entertainment or putting food on the table. Right? You got to cut back vacation, right? You got to cut back how long you drive in the car. You see that? You got to scale down. Maybe you drive in a truck. You got to get in a Honda. You know, just different things of that nature, man. Times are changing in America, man. The hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, according to their deserts will I judge them. And they shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Awashai. So you people are going to know that these judgments, these divine judgments that these people are going through, you're going to know that it's of a higher power, man. All right? These are the judgments that have been sanctioned on Babylon the Great, which is America, man. Right? I got one more. Let me get another one before I go back to that Jeremiah. See, this is no joke. This is what we're trying to tell our people. But what? Our people walk by and they blatantly ignore us. You know, they pretend they ain't hearing us. Hey, so be it. Okay? Because there's going to be a time where they're going to be running to and fro to try to seek out the men of the Lord. Right? The Lord's going to put it in their mind at whatever particular time, and they're going to remember the names of Yahweh Hashem Awashai. Y'all heard these men talking about the Bible. They were talking about these things that are coming, that's happening now. Where they at? And we're going to be out the way. Right? We're going to be nowhere to be found. How about that? Right? Real quick, before I go back to Jeremiah 30. This is Micah 2:10. It says, arise, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, man. So the Lord is telling you to what? To detach your mind, to arise and depart. Talking about you Israelites, man, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics. The Lord said, arise ye and depart. You got to come out of this Western mindset, this American way. All right? Because it's detrimental to your life and salvation. It's all vanity. Right? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because that's the mindset of Jake. Our people want to be, our people just want to have, they just want to have equal rights. They just want to be identified that their life matters. They just want to rub shoulders with Esau and be cool. They don't want no trouble. They don't want to ruffle no feathers. That's the spirit of our people. They just want to have rest. It says, this is not your rest. This is what the Lord said. This place ain't your rest. That's why you catching pure hell in Babylon, man. For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. So that ultimately this place is polluted. All right, it's polluted on every level. The air is polluted, the water is polluted, the food is polluted. All right, the people. On every aspect, this place is polluted and defiled, man. That's why fire is needed, right? Because fire is a cleansing agent. A fire purifies, man, right? Just like you have certain farmers, what do? They burn down the crops because that fire brings nutrients back into the soil so they can recrop. See that? So ultimately, that's what the Lord is going to do to America and various parts of the earth. He's going to purify the earth and get rid of all abominations and wickedness and defilement. See that? 1,000,000-degree heat, right? Imagine that. Heat that's 1,000,000 degrees. Shit is definitely going to get purified out here, man. Right? Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword of destruction. That's why we're telling our Jakes to wake the hell up. We're telling our people, you Israelites, to wake up. Right? The voice of the Lord is crying unto you by the way of his prophets, his men. Wake up or be destroyed, man. All right? So going back, Jeremiah 30:6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail a child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. That shows you the fear that's going to be on these people, man. Right? You ever seen a person, you know, shivering with his hands between his legs? That's a person that's in fear, man. All right? Total distress. And that's going to be these people out here, man, that disregarded the words of the Lord, that said that what we were saying is BS, that we didn't have the truth, that God ain't real. All you people are going to experience that. All right? The Lord knows the hearts and the fears of every man. Right? And all faces turn to paleness. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great. So there is none, so that the Salakia, Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right? That's the time, that's the trouble for what? The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanic. That's Jacob's trouble, man. All hell breaking loose. Right? See, Jake don't understand. All these Edomites that you cool with, that you rubbing shoulders with, all right, Tom, Dick, and Harry, right, when society collapses, Tom, Dick, and Harry gonna come after your ass with them guns, right? You didn't know he had a whole arsenal in his basement. All them little neighbors that you having neighborly fun with, they're gonna turn on your ass, man. You're gonna see the true colors of people come out when lawlessness ensues, right? When it's all out the window. When they gotta feed their family versus yours, you're gonna see the true colors. So it's gonna be like a time that's unheard of out here, man. Militia groups, retired policemen, right? That are already having meetings, because we be seeing them, man. I be driving by, they be over there in them, they be over there behind those abandoned churches in them cemeteries. It'd be like fucking 30, 40 cars deep, and they all be out there crowded just talking. And I drive by, I'm like, yo, I wonder what the hell they talking about. They probably talking about what's getting ready to happen out here, man. These deputized Edomites running the streets with them ARs, right? Cleaning you niggas up. Hey, Chicago, January 1st, 2023, purge. All right, certain crimes and offenses, people that were jailed for specific crimes are going to get let loose back out in the streets. Certain states are not going to allow the police to come, you know, vent out certain crimes. Right? You got a lack of police. Right? You had a great, what they call it, a great resignation, man. You got these cops that just flat out left. So there's a shortage of cops. So when you got the crime rate that's exploding right now, it ain't gonna be no law and order. You're gonna see gangs running rampant. You're gonna see crazy people out here in the streets. And it's all prophesied in the Bible, man. Straight up purge-like activities, right? The Lord is getting ready to allow this stuff to be unleashed on the streets of America, whether you believe it or not. So read it again. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it, and he is the elect. Because all of Israel ain't gonna be saved out of that. Because Jacob's trouble is really for what? 2/3 of our people, man. That disregard the scriptures, that hate the Lord, that say the Bible ain't real, right? That I got my own truth, right? You're gonna be the ones that experience that, right? The Lord said he was gonna purely purge away the dross, which is what? 2/3. And that's how he's gonna do it. Right? One more. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And it reads, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Yeah, Michael the archangel. Right. Yeah. And that shows you how terrible the times are going to be on the earth for the Lord to send down Michael. That lets you know, even us describing to you the times that's getting ready to come won't do justice, right? When we say shit gonna get real, shit gonna get real. Which standeth for the children of thy people, and there should be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book, which is the book of life, man. Those are going to be the ones that are going to be delivered out of the trouble. So as we just read, it's going to be a time like no other, man. We can't even put it in words on how bad the Lord is going to allow this thing to get. The only thing that you should be concerned with, is how the righteous is going to be saved, right? The scriptures even tell you that. Don't be concerned on how the wicked is going to be punished. Only be concerned on how the righteous may be saved. That's all that matters. Our mindset is how the hell we going to get out of that shit, man. We going to trust in the Lord. We believe in Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to guide us through, all right, that dark time, man. See that? That's pretty much the point, man. You know, we got to be circumspect. We got to be walking with wisdom. We got to be sober. There's a specific way that we're supposed to be carrying ourselves in the midst of all this evil, man. In the midst of all this opposition, the setups. All right, Esau coming with his narratives. All right, his smear campaign, the demonization, the persecution. All right, and if we walk in that correct way, the Lord gonna be with us, man. He told us that. You know, and this guy, he wants to record like I didn't see him, but it's all good though. That's what the devil's gonna do. They're really surreptitious, man. That's how these people are. You know, what is he gonna do with that recording, right? Show you, man. Hey, these Edomites are weirdos, man. Right? Had to call it out. He thought I didn't see him. Damn devil. Right? But anyway, let me get one more scripture, man. All right? This is Revelation. Watch out for the accuser, right? This is Revelation chapter 12, right? We'll finish it out with this. This is Revelation chapter 12. I gotta get it out of my phone. My page ripped off. Let me just read it out of my phone. We'll wrap it up after this. All right, the point was made. Okay. This is Revelation 12 and verse 10. And it reads, and I heard a loud voice saying to heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, man. And that's the message. We're telling our people, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power. In the power of his anointing, Hamashiachim. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before God day and night, man. So the accuser of our brethren is being cast down, which is Esau, the Edomite, so-called white man, the slanderer, the false accuser. He's being cast down right now, man. Started with the top of the top, going into who? Amalek. All right, the so-called JEWS, them people. All right, they're being revealed, they're being called out. So now they're coming with the bullshit. Verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, and by the word of the testimony. Yeah, the truth, man. The truth concerning the prophecies, who we are, who we really are, who those devils really are, was getting ready to happen in the earth. It's hey, we already got the victory. We just got to play it out. Because ultimately, what? This is the Lord's movie. And by the word of the testimony, and they love not their lives unto death, because some of us are going to have to be martyrs. Some of us may have to die for the word, but hey, there's no loss in Yahweh Shai because it tells you in 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, those that died in the Lord are going to get raised up first on them chariots. They're going to see the Lord first, right? Verse 12, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So these Edomites, they know that their time is short, man. They're losing their grip on America. They're seeing that none of their lies is working no more, all right? The establishment that beat, the elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they're seeing that they're being exposed. So the only thing left for them to do is to come down upon us, to come with the sword, right? Because the slander campaign ain't working, man. People are seeing through your bullshit, man, right? So he has nothing left. His time is short, all right? And what do you do in times of desperation, all right? You're going to lose it. And that's essentially what this devil's going to do, man, right? But we prepared for war, man, with the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, man. The Lord is going to defend our cause, right? And that's what we believe in, man, you know? So, yeah, man, we're going to leave it like that. Continue to walk with wisdom, continue to be circumspect, continue to have a sober mind, man, in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. So, yeah, I pray that this lesson was edifying. This camp, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect. Let's push in his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Hey, shalom to you, brothers. Shalom. Hey, shalom.